Guys, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is June 25th, 2024, and welcome to the Real GS News channel. Alright guys, so we have some urgent information coming out. If you can, please share this video. And we have a big breaking news, red alert. It says here the yellow and blue country will drop a nuke, the bear says. Hold on, wait a minute. Give me a second here. Let's see what's going on in this story. So the Bear Capital, with an emergency notification of the competent Department of Radiobiological and Nuclear of the Bear Army, announced that a false FLAG NATO UKR operation for the detonation of a dirty NUKE is underway. The worrying thing is that the same revelation was made by a British MP who spoke of an NUKE in Europe. Alright guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, families, and loved ones. I appreciate the love and support. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, once again, the PayPal link and the Patreon link is in the description box. Also guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about in the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. And for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. This is a big breaking red alert news. Let me just read this title really quick. UKR will drop an NUKE, the bear says. Now you have the British MP confirms. It says blocked to flow of NATO information. 81 Western media outlets close. We're going to see what's going on here, guys. All right, so it says here, let me just take you to the breaking news. If you can, please share this video. Is very, very, very important here. And we did talk about this. I believe there's going to be a false FLAG, either in the yellow and blue country or worse, within. We're talking about here in the Sleeping Giant. And if it happens here in the Sleeping Giant, they're going to blame the bear and say the bears send their submarines to Cuba. So that would definitely cancel November. So I do believe there's going to be a false event. You just got to have our eyes open and ready. We've seen it many times here in the Sleeping Giant. For example, what happened in '01. Now, I'm not going to say the full info, but I do believe we're going to see something like that, especially millions upon millions that came into the Sleeping Giant through the southern region, and a lot of those are very, very professional experts when it comes to building certain things. So this last 3.5 years, the leader of this Sleeping Giant land, he left the doors open. 20 million came in under his watch. Under 20 million, you best believe there's some scientists. So there's some very, very powerful sleeper, CELLS. So keep your eyes open. So it says here the bear then announced that it was shutting down 81 media outlets of NATO, member countries. The Bear Capital move seems to be part of an effort to shield the Bear Society from what is considered to be NATO propaganda, I'm going to skip that name, and hybrid biblical war, in view of a very important event for which an information biblical war will break out. Otherwise, the Bear Capital will have done it much easier. Now, the bear said materials for the creation of a dirty NUKE are transported, to the yellow book. Oh, man. They're sending the materials. They are sending the equipment and trying to get this thing built. They're trying to create the sum of all fears. You guys remember that movie back in the late 90s? It was, I think it was Morgan Freeman and Ben Affleck. You have these scientists. They built this NUKE, and guess what? the sleeping giant is the one that got hit. And that movie is like a foreshadowing if you kind of think about it, because it's the sleeping giant versus the bear. So they blame that dirty BOMB that was hit here in the sleeping giant. They blamed it on the bear. Go watch that movie. It's called The Sum of All Fears. So it seems like there's some kind of connection here. It's like all these movies are foreshadowing. The bear said materials for the creation of a dirty BOMB are transported to UKR through Poland and Romania. So you have, I'm going to skip his name, Edgar, very important person here, in charge of radiological and other equipment materials, made important statements regarding the activities of UKR and the sleeping giant in the military biological sector. Now, I truly apologize if I'm not saying certain words right. I'm trying to avoid from getting hit. You guys already know this platform has been putting me in timeout. So I'm trying to be very careful with certain words here. And if you can, continue praying for the channel. I really appreciate all the love and support. All right, so once again, this person noted substances from which a dirty BOMB can be created are currently being imported into UKR via Poland and Romania. Now, guys, the sleeping giant, they're playing dirty. You guys know what happened in Sevastopol. The sleeping giants. You guys already know, and I've been telling you that the sleeping giants are notorious for these type of stuff. The import of these materials is personally supervised by head of the office of the leader of UKR, Andriy, and I'm going to skip his last name. There is also information about the involvement of a former high-ranking officials of the Sleeping Giant Military Department in the activities of creating these equipments of mass destruction in UKR. The Yellow and Blue capital is now showing a serious interest in developments in the field of creating such equipment, and it seems is enjoying some help from the Sleeping Giant. Excuse me, guys. In October 2023, the Security Service of UKR sent a request to the National Academy of Science regarding the possibility of existing organizations to conduct research on samples of these materials, very important materials, that could create an NUKE. It is noteworthy that it is planned to modernize the laboratory of the Odessa, I'm going to skip all that, with funds, ching ching, from the sleeping giant. Currently, this laboratory stores particularly some very powerful stuff, such as, I'm going to skip those names. All right, so this is very important here, guys. Sleeping Giant is the one that's funding, ching ching, a lot of money. It seems like a lot of that money is also going to creating a NUKE. All right, so once again, this person noted that the fact that the Sleeping Giant is blocking the creation of a control mechanism under these equipments shows that the Sleeping Giant Gov has something to hide. Keep your eyes open. For his part, once again, British MP Andrew stressed that a NUKE provocation is being prepared by the Yellow and Blue country. I have defense analysts who are briefing me and working in the agency, and they are saying there is going to be a NUKE in Europe. It could be a dirty one. A lot of NUKE material is being transported to the Yellow and Blue. Wow. Now, the only conventional materials are needed afterwards. They may have already made it. It's already done. 2.5 years into this biblical war, you best believe that Sleeping Giant sending $200-something billion. A lot of that money went to boom, boom, boom. So this is the reason why the Sleeping Giant is saying that the bear's gonna drop a nuke. They kept saying that for the past 2.5 years. The bear's gonna drop a nuke. The bear's gonna drop a nuke. The bear's like, we're not gonna drop nothing. We not you guys. You guys dropped 2 back in 1940 something. We not like that. All right. We don't need to be dropping NUKE. There's something going on here, guys. There's going to be something bigger than '01. And you guys know 2001. The sums of all fears. That's another movie for you guys to watch. The Bear barrier on 81 media of NATO member lands. The Bear Foreign Ministry announced today that it is banning access within the Bear to the broadcast of dozens of the EU media outlets in retaliation for a similar ban imposed by the E-blank on several of the Bear media outlets. It says here the announced in May that it has suspended the broadcasting of what it described as 4 propaganda networks with links to the K, stripping them off their broadcasting rights within the He said at the time that the ban concerned the Voice of Europe, the RIA agency, and the newspaper, and others. The Bear Foreign Ministry retaliated today, publishing a list of 81 of the NEWS from 24 Europe countries, as well as pan-European media outlets whose broadcasts will no longer be accessible on the Bear territory. Once again, the ministry accuses the media of systematic transmission of inaccurate well, again, it's happening here too. So this is why a lot of people go on other platforms to look for us, because those NEWS are just putting out some crazy info that it's not even, it's basically deceiving system, put it like that. When it comes to biblical war, when it comes to everything. Alright, so you even have France in the house. France and Austria. You have Ireland. You have Spain. You have all these regions. All of them. We're just going to skip all this here, guys. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But, yeah, all of them. The Bear Federation has repeatedly warned at various levels that the politically motivated harassment of its domestic journalists and the unjustified bans of the Bear media in the EU will not go unanswered. Nevertheless, Brussels and the EU capitals choose to follow the path of the escalation, forcing the Bear capital to adopt retaliation and proportional countermeasures. It also said in its announcement that it would review its own ban if the EU lifted its restriction on RIA. All right. This person, the Speaker of the lower house of the state DUMA, said in May that the EU move showed that the sleeping giant refuses to accept any alternative view and destroy freedom of speech. You guys know the rest. That's where we at right now. Ladies and gentlemen, they are creating something. Something very powerful. And it seems like it's already done. It's just a matter of time. So November is around the corner. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Let me see. Give me a second here. The sum of all fear. This is the one, and there's a lot of good actors in these movies. The Sum of All Fears. Oh, 2002. Wow, 2002. I thought it was like in the 90s. All right. It says here, based on the Tom Clancy's novel, this, I'm going to skip that name, movie thriller, tracks a sinister plot to draw the sleeping giant and the bear into WW3. When the bear president, suddenly, DIES, world tensions escalate, coupled with missing, NUKE scientists and the warning of an NUKE detonation on the Sleeping Giant soil. So you have Ben Affleck. He plays as a young CI. You know what? Must uncover who is behind the. In the movie, it does some all fear state hit with ooh, it was Baltimore. In that movie, it seemed like it was Baltimore. You guys already know Baltimore had the yeah, so it says that in that movie, let me bring it up. The Sum of All Fears, the movie clip, Baltimore. Now, I don't want to be a spoiler alert, but again, you had those scientists. What they found what I don't want to say too much. There was an aircraft back, I think, in the 50s. Went down. That aircraft had a very powerful had a very powerful equipment, and it went down somewhere in the desert, and the sand completely covered this aircraft, just covered everything. And so the Holy Land and the Sleeping Giant and the others, they couldn't find this aircraft. And then in 2002, 60 years later, there was someone out there with a camel and found this BOMB. And he found people that has ching ching and offer him a lot of money for it. And then they had these scientists bring this thing back to life. And it was set up in a Sleeping Giant in Baltimore. I'm not gonna say too much, but it's a good movie. And something happened, Baltimore. And so that's when the Sleeping Giant and the bear, again, the Sleeping Giant blamed the bear. The bear's like, it wasn't us, and it's really good movie. It's called The Sum of All Fears. So again, I don't want to say too much, but it's a very powerful movie. With all these movie foreshadowing, Demolition Man, the Sum of All Fears, Terminator. I mean, all these movies is like, again, foreshadowing. So it's very important, guys, to keep your eyes open. And they say that the yellow and blue is going to get hit with a dirty BOMB. But what if it's not the yellow and blue? What if it's the Sleeping Giant that could get hit? Again, anybody heard of Jericho, the TV show? Just keep your eyes open. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, for those of you that want to give a life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path, and that's the path of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about in the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.